Good evening, another night of the ESL Pro League with a nice, dramatic black
I feel good on the black background.
I think I look quite nice, actually.
I like it better, actually.
I could pull that off, I reckon. Nice.
It makes me look not as pasty.
And I just look browner, which is never a problem. I'm Alex Machine Richardson. He is Chad Birchall.
G'day.
I do like that. G'day. I need a thing. I want to have a thing like that.
You got one.
What's that?
You're English.
Yeah.
You and the rest of them. Red Eye, Henry G.
Someone about us. But we've got some more CS
as well
to be throwing in their face. We've got, in fact, 4 NaVi games coming up today, and we were talking about what you have to look forward to today in just a moment's time. First, myself and Chad are going to go ahead and quickly throw up what we experienced yesterday. Now, I barely remember it. I was ill and tired and didn't know who I was or what I was doing.
I wasn't.
But Chad can go ahead and make you understand exactly what we did in Jordan.
Yeah, Mao's got the job done with the new addition of Lau, who's stepped in for Oscar, who has been removed, or he could still be on the bench for Mao's, but he's gone anyway. With those victories, they're able to secure their spot in Brazil. We saw Fnatic take down Heroic on Cbble and Train. Well, that was on the B stream. And Fnatic are 1 win away, according to my maths, of making their finals debut in Brazil for, not debut for a few of the players in the EPL. Astralis with Notan 1 dig. He had a bit of a rough time while he was filling in for Astralis. That was with the benching of Carrigan. They went down to G2, 2-0 on two bouts of Dust 2. And then the NIP and Penta Games off stream also secured the finals for NIP. So now we've got 2 teams from Europe locked in. Mouse and NIP, and Fnatic are 1 win away from getting there.
Let's put it on your screens. This is the standings. You'll be able to see the 2 teams that did lock it in. I saw there was lots of celebrations from the Mouse Sports players, tweeting out pictures of popcorn and beer, celebrating, of course, as they are going to be going to Sao Paulo and having a chance to battle for that $750,000 prize pool. It's a nuts amount of money. Still, but you can see the teams that are rocking the 17s, but alongside that, Fnatic are just 1 win away, as Chad has outlined. It looks so good. That 7-loss crew. There is only one other team that's alongside them, and you'll be seeing them today. It's FaZe sitting in that 5th position, 13-7 the scoreline for them currently. Some perhaps are out of the running. You can see you start looking towards the double digits. Your Astralis guaranteed out. Hellraisers will not be making it. Heroic, Penta, Flipside, all now just kind of setting their sights on perhaps even next season or their upcoming events. Yeah,
or just not getting relegated. So also G2 and Virtus Pro are on the cusp. If things need to go their way for them to qualify still. So they're on that. They only have 1 match left, those 2 teams, and it's actually versus each other. So they need to get the wins, and then they need to hope for other things to fall in place for them to be able to qualify. Yeah. It's really the interesting teams right now are EnVy and NaVi, which are who we're going to see first up. They're the main ones. The games that Fnatic play, they're not going to affect anybody else. The games that NIP and Mouse play, they're also not going to affect anybody else. Cool. So it's just NaVi, Dignitas, FaZe, VP.
This is the games up today, though. You can see NaVi and EnVy are going to be playing a very important game. Imagine picking up 2 wins here. That's like a leap in the right direction for NaVi. Of course, we talked about them earlier. We've seen so much good stuff from them recently. Of course, not forgetting that they raised the trophy and the roof in the Barclays Center of ESL 1 New York. That wasn't too long ago, and now they're sitting back at home, putting their feet up, and it's, of course, the Score Esports Hot Match of the week. Now, I was having a quick scroll through the Score Esports Hot Match, and I actually just kind of got a little lost in the app, got a little excited.
Yep.
And I saw that we actually have a very exciting announcement for IEM Oakland. We were talking about up-and-coming events.
Yep.
And word on the street is we might even get a Chinese presence.
Yeah, so Tai Lu, they've got their visas now for the US for 10 years. So they get to go to the iBuyPower event, which means is a qualifier for Oakland. The groups were drawn last night by Blue and Days. They did a good job of that. I watched it last night. And it's exciting now because there's no restrictions on this team anymore. I was really worried that they were going to have the same dramas, not getting visas, not being able to go where they need to. We're going to see them go for a boot camp in Europe later this year, and then, they're going to be in the States. So it's really exciting. These guys getting global.
Visas, dude,
that's huge. I wouldn't mind one of them.
Yeah, that would solve a lot of problems. Yeah. Especially as someone that just spent a lot of time at the visa center today.
Yeah, that was a long drive today to Frankfurt for nothing, but Alex Cartman, thank you very much for your prowess in the vehicle.
Well, I mastered the Russian visa, picking that up tomorrow.
You what?
Mastered it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, very happy with that one. I'm going to be heading to Moscow. I think that's been announced now. I'm allowed to say that.
Yeah.
But iBuyPower event, yeah, that's actually going to be quite stacked, though. Let's not mince words. Tolu not necessarily a guarantee to be picking up.
No, it's going to be difficult for them, and my boys Renegades will be there, so...
My boys.
My boys.
Yeah. I mean, are these still your boys? I saw some
I was kidding.
Some controversial words on Drop the Bomb.
I don't often joke, but they did hurt my feelings.
They did.
They're Australian, so I'm behind them.
As you always are behind Australians. Let's go ahead and start talking about our game. It's NaVi EnVy that's going to be coming up first. And now, we did hint at it already. We've suggested why this could be exciting. Not only are NaVi in what seems like better form with Simple, but also the same kind of story stands for EnVy. 2 teams we were rather worried about. So they had I'd say a kind of downtrodden 3 weeks, but they have seemed to have risen from the ashes. and now seem to be flying rather high. Start talking, I believe, about the French side. I think that we'll start with them.
Okay, so obviously Devil, he's been removed from EnVyUs, and now they've got Sixer. Sixer is, he used to be a 1.6 player, used to play for Millennium. He was a pretty good player. Like, he was quite explosive and stuff. Him and Madja were the ones who stuck out for me in 1.6 in the French
So he was
scene.
a 1.6er?
Yes. Good one. But the reason I was talking to MBK. I don't know if I'm overstepping the bounds here. I don't think Nathan would care if I was saying this, but he's more experienced in the sense of he's been playing for like a longer period of time. They don't feel they need to tell him what to do in those situations.
Yeah.
He's somebody who can grow, and from what I've seen of him, he's quite an explosive player in terms of outside of the server. You know, helping with G'ing the players up and stuff and getting people fired up.
Did you see the handshake? You're thinking about the handshake.
Well, not only that, you know, you need somebody who can get you fired up, especially in that team when you have, Happy doing this one all the time.
On
it can
round
get quite,
two, like they win the pistol,
quite depressing.
Like this.
It can get quite depressing. So him yelling and stuff, Apex yells quite a bit, Kenny gets fired up, you got Next behind him, he's a good bloke, giving him pats on the back and stuff, doing all the high fives. So you bring up the morale of the team. I think he'll be good for that, and he's had good performances. Flip over to NaVi, like you said, they just lifted the trophy at New York. Fantastic performance. Simple is, there was questions, like people were going, oh, you know, he hasn't really won a major event, or he hasn't been like, yeah, but he's done it with Liquid now, and now he's won an event with NaVi, and he was the MVP of that event. I
mean, yeah, he makes it to 2 grand finals, and he lifts the trophy in one of them.
Yeah, so what is he, 19 or something? It's crazy for a kid that young to, you know, now be, it was his dream to play for NaVi, and now he gets to, and they're doing fantastically. The problem is, they're playing Cbble first, and that's been a sore point for NaVi.
Well, that's it. This is kind of such a intriguing choice. I mean, knowing that they're going up against EnVy, and NaVi have had struggles on Cbble. Are you not surprised that it even slipped through the veto system?
So I don't know if the vetoes were done before they, I don't know how far out. I'd say probably last season when I was playing, it was 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you did the vetoes 2 weeks ago and you didn't suck on Cbble 2 weeks ago, and now you do, there's a quick turnaround like that. So I just brought up the stats quickly. NaVi have played Cbble quite a bit with Simple. They lost to Dignitas 16-8, they lost to VP 16-3, they lost to Liquid 16-7, they lost to Hellraiser 16-5, and they also lost to VP again. And the only one they have won was versus Penta. This is with Simple in the team. Now, those teams that are listed, most of them, maybe besides Hellraisers, are all considered relatively good at Cbble. So to lose, you know, that doesn't really, it doesn't matter too much. But to lose in that fashion, and the problems we saw with how out of position C's looked playing that drop area, he didn't look like he was comfortable. Henry and I talked a lot about how the Guardian and Simple setup, it didn't seem to be working because they're running 2 AWPs off the bat. They're not starting with rifles,
and
then moving.
Their economy.
Yeah, and for me, I don't know if they were going to change it up. It's going to be very exciting to see. That's the one thing I want to see, how they have adapted that CT setup, because in my opinion, it needed work.
But I mean, we can all clarify as well that it doesn't take much to just kind of quickly review the demo and see that double AWPs early wasn't working. Like, surely.
Well,
Simple's a mad rifler as well.
This is the thing. Of course, Starks is going to be sitting there. He's going to be watching the demos and stuff. But they might be still. I know they've lost quite a lot of games on it, but they might still be thinking, you know, we can make this work, or we just need to change 1 or 2 things. When Simple used to play with the AWP for Liquid, they actually had a Liege playing the platform area for him and taking the main brunt. Now, when we watch them play, he seems to be going for the aggressive picks himself on the platform with the AWP and getting picked off, like maybe getting a pick 50% of the time and then dying the other 50% of the time.
So it's Guardian's responsibility to move to A, and that's just
Guardian's playing A with, I believe it's Edward. Whereas, like, I think Edward would be a really good platform player. You could have Seized, because, like, I'm not taking anything away from Seized. He's doing the in-game leading now. He's got more pressure on his shoulder. But MSL is an example of a player who does the solo A job with backup whenever they want to have it coming in. Get Seized to that. He can just focus on himself. He doesn't have to worry about drop. He doesn't have to worry about rotating for his teammates. Let him just focus on getting as many kills as he can and relaying all of his information. He can call over the rotation when they need it. And then you pick up the 2 AWPs. Now your Guardian, he has a good spawn for B. He goes to pick platform. Simple has a good spawn to go pick A long. You move the AWPs around. That's the great thing about AWPs is if you have 2 really proficient guys who can AWP just as well as one another, it doesn't matter who's using it or where they're using it on the map. If they're feeling it and you put them there, it's dangerous, And making it unexpected, that's one of the best things. A quick little pick, 4v5 straight away, drop back, play fundamental, Counter-Strike. You're always laughing.
It doesn't have to be as rigid as Simple. You play Plat, Guardian, you play A.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay. And I think that's probably something that will come with time. You know, you start with your structure and then you develop it as time does go on. But currently, I mean, you're not wrong. That is very jarring to look at when you look at NaVi's success on Cbble. 5 losses in the last 3 months, 1 win versus Penta in overtime.
Yeah, and then you flip it over to EnVy. Now, they've played it only 4 times since the addition of Sixer, but every single one has been a win. So there's a confidence boost there. However, the teams they've played haven't been considered, I wouldn't consider as good on Cbble. So it's the new Fnatic. They beat Hellraisers, who did beat NaVi on it. They beat VP, who did beat NaVi on it. And then they beat Fish 1-2-3, Henry's boys from the UK.
UKCS boys.
Yep.
How do they do? They made them sweat though, right?
They got 12 rounds. That's not bad.
UKCS is back.
Yeah, they're back. They haven't been anywhere since 2008.
Yeah, okay. I don't know why it becomes such a horrible meme, but yeah, UKCS.
No, because now Henry's going to slam me and he's going to say easy skins and stuff when we lost to those guys in London after we literally got off the plane.
That's not how I roll.
Jet lag.
Jet lag.
It's the best excuse you got.
Well, I mean, I know all too well how jet lag can affect your performance.
You guys need to rest a little bit, I think.
At some point. Yeah, maybe Friday.
If you take my model and, you know, take a couple of days off here and there, chill out.
How does it feel like waking up and not having to do anything?
It's pretty boring because you guys are all away, so I got no one to hang out with.
Yeah.
But if I had something to do, it'd probably be really good.
You could have Googled something. Like
I went and walked around
Cologne.
I did. I went and walked around, went to the Dom, went down and walked along the Rhine for a bit. There's too many people. If you want to see a photo, Google it. It's up here.
Now, this is a philosophy. There's photos on the internet.
Exactly.
Enjoy it. Experience the moment.
If you have a photo with a significant other, maybe it's a memory down the track.
Are you the guy that's that sits there in concerts like, why are you videoing and slamming phones out people's hands?
No, I'm not a party pooper in that sense. I just don't need it. But I'm going to get on the Instagram because apparently that's where all the cool kids are going.
Talking of party pooping, have you ever pooped in a club?
No.
Neither have I.
Why would you?
It's a very scary premise. I find it terrifying. Have you pooped in a club? Hashtag ESL Pro League.
If you don't lift the toilet seat when you urinate, you're a terrible human and you need to reevaluate your life.
It's true. It's true. Back into CS, I think.
Are you sure?
Just because I think they're nearly ready to go, and I want to ask.
Well, producer Matt hasn't said anything yet.
No, that's just me. I want to ask you a question.
Okay.
Because I haven't asked you a question, and I don't want it to be irrelevant later on. Cobblestone is going in, and it seems like a lot of people are perhaps with Inferno's reinvention.
Those people are idiots.
People are throwing Cobble's name into the pool to be removed. What is the one at the tip of your tongue when I ask what would replace?
Okay, it has to be Dust 2. Dust 2 hasn't been updated. Yes. Everyone's like, oh my god,
but
you
it's
can't
a classic.
remove.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. What are you saying, people?
Inferno was a classic.
Exactly. They're going through the motions. They're replacing all the maps, and they're jazzing it up. This new Inferno running around it seems amazing to me. You know, it seems nice and open, which is one of the things everybody was stressing. Obviously, with tweaks, this is the first iteration of it, and everyone's happy with it. Cobble should stay where it is. Maybe all the maps could use minor tweaks every now and again, right? But I don't think removing Cobble now, stick with it. Cobble's good. Let's watch Cobble.
Stay where it is, and so should you, because it's about to begin. It's time for our first game of the night. NaVi and EnVy are about to do battle on Cobble. One team sucks and one team doesn't on the map, according to the stats. Let's see if NaVi can go ahead and break that trend right here, right now, with your casters.
All right, well, we will get into it. It is the hot match of the week. I'm not feeling too hot.
No.
But you're looking at Henry.
I'm feeling it today. Better than yesterday, at least.
Yeah.
Getting better.
Makes one of us.
Yeah. You still struggling?
Yeah. Death is warmed over, and welcome at this point.
Well, you've got a hot match to warm you up. The hot match of the week.
For right reasons. I mean, NaVi started this season off with, Simple playing the Zeus role, kind of a support role-esque, not really in the, his full loose cannon style, not on the second DWP. Flawless start, 7-1, I think, 6-0 at a point, and we thought this is... these guys are going to run with the league. They switched roles. They obviously won New York. That's working, but it took them a little bit of time, to implement that. And during that time, they ended up losing a number of matches and now find themselves in a bit of a tough position. EnVy no differently. And this match means a lot for Sao Paulo.
Well, NaVi, though, off the heels of victory in New York. Cobble still seems to be eluding them, though, to be fair. I think they've got one victory with Simple in overall. I think they've played like 8 times.
I don't think they were that great on it before Simple.
Why is it slipped in here?
It's the blind BAM process, blind pick, whatever you call it.
They got a blind veto, right? So they got a veto cash. Should he get more than one veto? Presumably, I don't know really how it works.
I think that they're still kind of going to, but even we used to identify the problems with it on their CT side before Simple era.
Yeah, it's
when
true.
they only got 5 rounds, and that was if Guardian did something crazy to start off every round they got with 1 or 2 op shots.
Recently, it's quite rare they actually make double figures in the final scoreline.
Yeah,
so
it's pretty bad.
We'll see what they can do. The CT side, like you said, notoriously pretty weak, but it's going to be EnVy starting on the T side here. And we'll see what they bring to the table. It's going to be 4 sets of armor. 6, the new addition. We'll be bringing a smoke and a flashbang. It's Simple to open things up, though. Aggressive towards long. Gets the kill on Happy. The luck player, of course, for his teammates are making their way fast towards A.
Guardian looking for the shot down toward the ramp. It's Apex that'll find him instead. So Guardian gone. Simple to cover off from Stables and a flank coming in fast from Edward that may get spotted from Apex early. Doesn't see him near the door. Look how many players there in front of him. 4 of them there, but Flamey also on the flank. He's going to make it work, and he gets down 3. Sees jumps in. That had no business working out, and yet they did not expect the second man.
Wow. Well, it was Simple to go aggressive towards long A. You can see EnVyUs were going to be sticking together at one point. It wasn't just Happy baiting them in towards B or anything like that. First player goes down, which is Happy, and then his teammates try to commit towards middle, but they're actually walking for quite a long time there. The pincer comes in from NaVi. They actually clear the B halls out and come in behind them at all angles as well. And it's just a complete massacre towards middle. So no bomb planted. EnVyUs will be on to a force buy in the second round. It's a combination of Tech9s and Deagles. They've got one smoke to work with and going aggressively towards long A. But once again, Cbble waiting for them to hit some footsteps, start to pull back, and actually Happy towards connector. Actually getting that first kill somehow with the P250. He gets taken on pretty swiftly though.
Cbble waiting at cannons for the cross. In with the Tech9. Kenny spots him up fast enough for Sixer to respond, and the call sufficient enough. Sixer's going to take down Guardian as well with the Deagle. It's now going to leave it to just Flamey 1 versus 2 in an M4. He's got a nade at the ready. Sixer's just going over to the safe spot. That'll catch the edge of him. Not to do much damage though. 91. So Flamey still has it all to do with the kit as they pulled off the pistol on his performance. He's got to do this all on his own. They have picked up a Monster's armor on Sixer, who wants it and has it. Going to the UMP, Flamey gets caught out, so immediately EnVyUs is going to get around. That's going to be a problem because we just talked about EnVyUs' lack of CT side rounds.
Yep.
If they could have got 3 off the start, we could have had a game on our hands.
Yeah, NaVi definitely going to be feeling it after that one. It was somehow Happy. Fast towards drop down, going straight towards the window. They're getting that kill with the P250. That throws a spanner in the works there for NaVi. They start falling around and actually not sure where the T's are coming from. It's actually a fast A hit, and then the Deagles. Six are doing some deep work there, and it's going to be 1-1. Of course, the force buy comes back in. Cbble this time aggressive towards middle, but it looks like a 5-man setup from EnVyUs towards B. And they've actually got rifles, nades, Mac-10s, everything they need to get into this efficiently. They'll be dropping the smokes, the flashbangs come in as well, the Molotovs towards upper platform, and surely they'll be going in once the next line of flashbangs are deployed.
Happy waiting to go down on drop. We've talked about his lurk as well, being a little bit too reactive, a little bit too late. It needs to be faster. He's going to go this time aggressively and try and distract away from his teammates at long. So you can just see him being proactive in this sense, but Cbble goes overlooked, slips into the corner. 2 for him on the Deagle, a 3rd as well as he gets back in, and Sixer's the one he finds. Drops the bomb in front. He's got an M4 to work with, but MBK will eventually put him down, but he may have done enough, Cbble, to give his team back the momentum we just talked about them losing.
Yeah, for some reason they're not checking Cbble in that really tight left corner there. That's a position they flashed. He was there blind for about 2 or 3 seconds. No one thinks to check it. His teammates around him actually doing a very good job of taking the aggro away. So this position is very key to check, right? Apex jumps out. It's normally quite common. He's the entry fragger, of course, but look how much attention the C's took away from Cbble, managing to pick up 3 kills there. The 3rd one was pretty exciting as he gets a headshot towards Sixer. But there it is, a force buy works in return. And of course, EnVyUs will be trying it back once again. It begins the battle. As there's a Galil for MBK. They have got the same sort of buy though. Kenny S not getting armor. Of course, it's the Orpa. So Tech9s. Deagles fast towards long A. Cbble can hear them. He used that incendiary to hold them off. Oh, decides not to. I thought he was going to try and stop them rushing at that point.
Apex. Tech9 with Sixer. Going to try and push onto the A site. Bomb is with them. As we see it on the back of Apex. He's tagged down to 34. Sixer that goes further away. The M4 pays off. Edward misses a few shots early on, but still no one to follow up for the trade. He's alone with MBK, and that's good enough for the Mac-10 to do the work. Bomb dropped down at the corner at long. I don't have nostrils, Henry. It makes breathing a little bit more difficult as Flamey's going to take down Happy. So 3-1. Now we're back to where we were. The open book left for the writing now for NaVi. If they can pick up 2 or 3 more even, it's better than we normally see on their CT.
Yeah, this is a promising start. Back and forth force buys. Finally, NaVi break the serve and is going to be EnVyUs now. Surely on an eco, does P250 as well they can really bring to this round. 1 flashbang as well in the hands of Happy. So there it is, NaVi getting that decent start we were hoping to see at some point on their Cbble. Maybe this is a point of allowing it to come in towards Pro League and see whether they can improve on it. It's been a very rough experience for them overall since Cbble has joined the roster. It's got actually somehow worse, even though the team has been improving. Guardian, aggressive, does spot a couple. Nade goes in, should do some considerable damage there. Does a ton. He gets the first kill with Sixer, takes it down with the P250.
Shots to come back with Sixer, though, onto Flamey. So not done just yet. He's going to backpedal slightly. It's 3 versus 3. Low HP on Sixer, but they can't commit to the site because there is one still inside of the drop arch, and that's going to cause them problems as Edward goes down to 5. He'll back away. The low HP does cost them in the end, though, as the bomb gets dropped inside of the open. Cble's trying to find the angle on Happy, but can't afford to give up all his ammo, and doing it gets tagged up, dinked, in fact.
Yep.
And he does manage to get Happy immediately after.
Well, 4-1, we do arrive at the first gun round finally here. It'll be in round number 6, and it's going to be open in the hands of Kenny S. 4 AKs as well. They did get a couple of kills in the previous round, but nothing really to report. Double orb setup once again for NaVi. Does Chad mention the desk? We're not a massive fan of it overall. It doesn't seem to be that successful for them. They seem to be running it every single opportunity they can. It's not even situational. Just every chance they get is being brought out. Maybe they've adjusted it slightly, and we'll see what they bring here. It's going to be simple with the long A presence, trying to find that first pick. It's got a defensive hold from NBS to kick things off here. Just seeing if there is any initial pushes from the CTs. Edward, it'll be towards Danger, and then Simple backing him up as well. We'll see whether they can do anything with this. Guardian very aggressive on the upper platform. They've got a lot locked down here.
Good smoke at the top of drop as well. Can't look over top of it just yet. Simple's going to get flashed off, push back, and it's the angle to Kenny. Went back for it, oddly enough. Usually you want to go passive in that situation, especially with no one to bait you back in.
Right.
It's going to be Sixer to follow up, and Edward goes down. NBK, smoke off toward the door. He'll make it up to the top of the ramp. And Flamey, he'll run through the flames. He gets back inside the site, drops in already. He's committed. And Apex is going to win the duel, surprisingly, because he was tagged low, and somehow he turns back to find the tracers. Was it? No, it was definitely not. There was a silencer on that M4, so just a lucky guess in the doorway.
Well, a nice run there from EnVyUs. I absolutely agree with you. Once again, it's this double orb setup. It's quite easily shut down. That's one flashbang. Like you said, Simple, he gets fully flashed out of position. He has to fall back. He has no really justification to go back to that corner. Kenny S is waiting for him. Very simple frag. And the double orb setup shut down pretty quickly there. I don't think a single frag was found for NaVi. So they still have money left over, so they're going to have another buy here. A single orb can be purchased. It can be seized on the UMP. Simple down to the M4. This will probably be more successful for them, if I'm honest. Need to be playing more together towards that long A position. See if they can have bait in some kills for Edward as he's towards danger. Simple can fall back and take the aggro away instead of taking single duels in every choke point available. So no, they've swapped things around. I think Edward's towards long A. This time Simple's in danger. Edward has got the silenced M4. We're dropping a smoke there. Gives him more potential to spam through if he wants to. I like this little gap he's using. That's quite cool. Yeah, it's towards yeah, that's good. X-ray shows it perfectly. Can he can see the foot though? Oh dear, maybe overstayed his welcome there as Edward gets dropped.
Highly likely he did.
So it was quite a nice little idea there, but I think if you're aware that's a possibility, if you know that one-way smoke, then you need to be quite quick about it. Simple tries to reface there, but he gets an equal exchange. That's still pretty bad news for the CTs, especially when C's only has a UMP. We'll see what happens here as we go into the 1 minute mark. No, oh, there is one kit available, but no smokes now for the CTs. Just an incendiary. That's in the hands of C's. Happy, of course. He'll be patrolling towards a drop-down area. I think there's only one player towards B. That's going to be Guardian. Still a force to be reckoned with if he can find that first shot.
He absolutely is on this AWP. Looking already out toward the long B. Jump over, miss. Goes right between the two. And Guardian has to find a secondary angle. He can't find that either. That's going to be overwhelming. He missed two. There's no chance with that many players walking toward the site. Kenny gets a nade kill onto Flamey. May have found one in between all of that chaos, but it won't matter. Kenny's going to close it off. He's looking sharp, so this is a problem for them. 4 kills now for that AWP. He's taken down Simple. Guardian's missing shots on the B site.
Those weren't even particularly hard shots, to be fair, but Guardian level. That was like all day long. A little flick shot for him, that's easy. Right in between two of them, like you said. And then a second shot crossing to the side as well. Maybe a little bit rusty, I'm not too sure, but that was Guardian-esque for sure. So, another eco here for NaVi. Will be balanced out 4-4, presumably. They could do something with the P250s and 5.7s. There's only 2 of those available, though. Guardian has got the P2000. Can't really invest too much. As we go into round number 8, this will be a chance for everybody to slow things down. They still have the Mac 10 in the hands of Apex. And we're trying to farm some cash here. We'll be thrown into the key choke points first, maybe towards long A. We'll see where he is. He's going to be, yeah, he'll be heading towards that area. So there's a little stack there from the CD. You can actually see 4 of them waiting towards long. I'll show you there are 4. C's with the flashbang in hand. If you could just go on C's quickly. You see he's got the flashbang in hand ready to flash those CTs in. As soon as they hear a footstep or some sort of tell, then they'll flash over and try and do something with that.
Happy. Wants to go. Apex already down bottom danger. 4 players. And they're going to rotate back in that position, but they're not inside of the site yet. Not spotted. Apex thinks he's checked the corner. This could leave him actually in an awkward position when they get to the top of the ramp. Because seized. He's still there. Bomb down. He's got it in the corner. He's got a gun grabbed. Positioning works out, and they just happen to be in the right place at the right time. A footstep further, and they would have been spotted by Apex as he wrapped in. But now Sixer's got to pull this back. The one saving grace is Happy, who's working very slowly back up into the position where the bomb is. And he's made it work.
Those the 4-man stack. Doesn't work the way it's designed at the start of the round, but EnVyUs coming up towards mid. They managed to take one down the USP, pick up an AK, that sees, finds another kill as well. Brings it down to a very tight situation, but Six are doing some good work there and Happy with the backs there. Pretty much guaranteed the round. So there it is, 4-4. Another gun round comes in. No orbs available for NaVi though. They haven't stabilized quite yet. You can see they haven't got a kit. Single kit available, no orb. We know they'd rely on that double orb setup. And limited in terms of utility. Only 3 smokes, no incendiaries, no HEs. So definitely another weak buy for them. I certainly favor EnVyUs, considering Kenny S with the orb as well. Actually, he has no smoke to contend with there at the start. There it is, finally comes in. They're trying to wait as long as they possibly could to deploy the first one, buy themselves some more time. It's going to be a nice little flash in, Guardian, joined by Flamey as well, trying to see what they can do here. With the little utility they have to try and make something happen. Decent grenade damage, not really enough to justify a one-shot kill with the M4 just yet. Here he comes, though.
Yeah, he's already dropped in. They may have heard this. He's looking a little bit suspicious. Gets caught off as he's already well and truly crossed to the left. Guardian will pull that back. It's not the AWP this time. It's the M4. Silenced at that, but he's on 19. Flashed off, goes for the repeat. NBK's already got position and Happy down drop. Again in a timely fashion, looking better and better in that position. He'll catch off one more, and then, well, okay, extra money for MBK, but 2 kills immediately after from him. Did he get it, or?
No, don't think so.
Okay,
I can confirm.
I was talking too much, Henry. It's pretty normal.
That is quite normal.
Didn't hear it. My ears are also struggling too, to be fair.
So am mine. I think it's because I wear a headset all the time.
Yeah, you know, and in flying, gotta get those Q-tips in there.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair,
like
I'm like a dog getting scratched behind the ear with a Q-tip. I just like throw my head back and enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, another eco for NaVi. They're not enjoying this. It's definitely a two-sided map, and they had a decent start here, but since the gun rounds have started, it's EnVyUs to take the lion's share of the round. It's going to be an aggressive play from Happy there towards the platform. Well, Flamey finds his head, takes him down, and now it's up to him. Kenny has to try and do something towards middle here. You can see he's sensing those shots coming for the door, decides better of it, falls back, as Kenny keeps coming in towards his mid position. And facing towards middle again. It's going to be simple. Dropping first with Season reply. It's going to be the man advantage, though, in that position for EnVyUs. He's rotating through balcony.
Apex trying to find it with the MAC-10.
Oh dear.
Telephone poles are strong these days. It'll save him. Sure enough, he's still alive. It'll be Sixer to close out with 2. He's been pretty sharp again on this map. I remember when we did see him the other night. That time they got the plant down.
14 kills.
Yeah, I was going to say the other night when we saw him on this map, he had 17 in the first half as well and ended on 24 to 27, somewhere in that range. He was the second highest fragger in that game.
Yeah.
So this map for Cobblestone, he seems quite proficient on.
Yeah, 14 for 4 so far. Against a lot of egos, to be fair, but still close rounds that had impact on the game. It's going to be another double orb setup. Once again, this is strange. Not many teams will do this, man. We've talked about this a lot. Double orbs every single chance you can do it. It's just not normal. You can see they're limited. They've got no utility, they've got no kits to go with them. It's just, it's weird to see it every single time on CT Cobble. That one way smoke comes in once again towards long, but Kenny is still hunting towards it. It's going to be simple towards Danger. Gets the leg off, but that's all he'll get. Doesn't get the kill just yet as MBK. He takes the chance to push up towards mid and try and catch the CDs rotating back. Good flashbangs coming in.
Decent flashbang. Yeah, the quick bounce over the wall. Simple's blind again. He still hits Apex to start it off, and now it's going to be the M4 of Edward that comes back into the fray. Sixer to fall. Simple. He's found a better spot, a better angle out toward long, but watch the rotation back through Danger. He's going to have to consider this. He's not. No one's even looking for it. And the Flames, it's going to try and hold off Happy, but he goes third to catch them, and he's going to get one. Simple needs to turn. He's caught in between 3 position players on the EnVyUs side, and they make it work. Happy, again, is the one to do so. This is one of the best lurking games we've seen him play, as he gets behind them once more. And the push through the Flames entirely caught them off. Simple thought they were safe on that alone. Bomb plant seized, only one left alive. Does have a kit. Speaking of Flames, he's got a Molotov himself, but he's going to get back in the site first and foremost, and the Molotov's going to hold him off from doing so.
Nice little Molotov there. It's going to funnel him towards middle. They know that's a possibility, but Happy drops, and then Kenny S pulls out the Tech 9, finishes things there. Couldn't find the AWP shot, but still quite a fast-paced round there. They get a sense that the AWP was towards Danger at that point. They tried to push towards middle as the race began. Simple got the first frag, but he's stuck behind Stables at that point. Like you said, a really nice lug coming from Happy. Perfectly timed. He seems to be really on point at that moment. There was a point where he was actually almost detrimental to his team. He's coming in so late when the exchanges are already finished. Now he seems to be actually working out the timings a little bit more efficiently and actually finding really influential frags at around. It's going to be number 12 as we go into this one. It's quite a quick half so far. And another eco, or partial buy, I guess, for the CTs. MBK finds that first frag, though. Simple, aggressive once again towards Danger. He gets dropped, and now it's just up to Edward towards A by himself. He has got a rotation coming in the form of Guardian, but I think it's in vain. It looks like the A side is going to be open for business here. Happy once again doing work as he goes into B once by himself. Now just Guardian. Gets 1 kill. That's all to get. EnVyUs do win the half at this point. How many rounds down the row now? That's got to be quite a lot. I think it's 7. So
there you go. Oh, that's you. I was like, Rashley, why would you bring it up and put it down that fast?
Oh, yeah,
I was looking at your screen.
Yep.
It is 7.
Yeah, so since the gun rounds really begun, that's when EnVyUs have really run away from this one.
And that's where we knew NaVi was always struggling. It's the same thing all over again. Again, here we go. It's not situational. They want to go in the AWP, that double AWP setup.
It's such a weird one, isn't it? It's definitely it's a situational purchase on Cobble. I think it's one of the weaker setups you can actually have on Cobble overall. just so vulnerable to full executions. Like, EnVy haven't even been doing that, and they're still shutting it down. So why keep going towards it?
Guardian. Oh, top box fell off it. I thought he was going to fire into that. I thought he had it lined up. Kenny was waiting. Couldn't quite see him in return. The shot towards boosted tree. They're going to know Flamey's there now. That could gives him a chance to walk in from long. Good position in chicken coop this time. Finally, they're able to shut down one of the 2 choke points. Guardian goes early. Again, a missed shot, though. Slightly off tonight is Guardian, and it's costing them because Sixer gets inside the site. Another 2 entries for him, and he'll backpedal to try and find his way over toward Guardian, who's going to get naded out. And AK, it's so spammable, but he doesn't know the exact position by which he stands. But is staring him down, and it's Kenny, who has been hot, trying to find a way to get this bomb planted in 45 seconds. Guardian with 6, tries to get back out. Thankfully, they have pulled 1 back, and Guardian gets in a position to get Kenny.
Oh, that's so sick from Guardian. Like, they know exactly where he is, but like you said, they don't want to waste the ammo and like give him an opportunity to face when they spray everything in towards it. His teammates just coming in, slowly picking off the terrorists there. So finally getting around. Guardian only gets 1 kill, but he's actually the one that wins it there, despite having the balls to stay alive in the chicken coop for so long, taking a bit of a risk, sitting in the smoke, and EnVy can't do anything about it. So 5 rounds have been found by NaVi. And still have the double orbs there available, and there will be an orb for EnVyUs to call. They've got tons of money. I think Sixer was almost at 16k at one point, so he can drop a load of weapons. As we go into round number 14, the closing stages now. As we see NaVi fighting back here. So it's been a quiet game for Guardian. He's currently on 5 for 11. Hasn't really had that much work or inputs to the CT half, but we'll see if he can step up in the last couple of rounds. Default set up for now from the terrorists. Looks like they'll be focusing towards A at some point. Edward's going to be there by himself this time. Simple will actually be all the way towards top mid.
Simple with that slight crevice between stairs and entryway at the bottom of them. It's trying to find an angle. It's favorable for the AWP. Again, the double op. 5 rounds for NaVi seems to be quota, remember, in the former iterations.
That's true.
So we might have something
So
still to work with.
when their T-side was really good.
It's true.
It doesn't seem to be the case anymore.
Definitely not, but I'm trying to be positive.
Yeah.
It's my new approach on life.
Well, you should be objective.
Also being objective, if you want to get technical about it.
Yeah.
Because we're talking strictly of the CT side, Henry.
Yeah.
Simple. And wait for the wide peak, but no one's going to go that far. It's going to be a spray through the wooden boards. Nearly took his teammate. I think he did hit him on the leg. In fact, he did, because he gets the assist on Edward, but he's made up for it. 2 kills. Kenny S and Sixer go down. Gets himself in the open. He'll take down MBK as well. Won't spot Happy, who's made it up inside the smoke. And a second kill for him on a seize is going to leave him a chance to grab the bomb, but it's forward of the wall. So a flash over just to grab it. 22 seconds. He's got to commit, but he's going to push through. He's going to try and catch them off. Movement mechanics. Pistol in hand. Needs the headshot. Going to go for it. Flamey pulls the same trick in reverse.
Yeah, got very close there. Had he found that kill on Flamey, could have got interesting there. But some good work from Simple. Finds 3 kills. One of them was in the arse of his teammate, but you know, that's fine. Doesn't matter if you make up for it. It's going to be 6 rounds obtained for NaVi. So we did say 5 was normally par for the course for them. They've gone 1 better this time. Maybe they've got a chance of picking up a couple here, but I'd still favour EnVy overall. We'll see what happens in the last round. There's still just about enough money available to this terrorist to get a full buy here. And a single orb setup this time. Simple drops down to an M401S. Guardian will be on the opening responsibility towards B. And will we see that one-way smoke again towards long A? It looks like Simple by himself at this point. Edward is spotting towards mid with the knife. Just looking for a little gap there. As it will be an B commitment here from the French side. Oh, I think he's spot the arm.
Not quite. Guardian. As he stays deep inside B, the single op this time, he stays on B. Simple, who's normally on the other op, we've mentioned it time and time again, he's over toward A. And they're going to go corner boost by the looks of it on the A site. Simple, the one that's up on top, but Guardian's still trying to find a shot down this long corridor, and Flamey's here with him. What's off to stairs? Flamey gets forward of it. Tries to find a position with the AK, but he's got to consider drop room as well with the smokes inside of it. Edward's got to rotate. So just for the moment, while Edward does so, he's got to give his attention elsewhere in case they push through. Now that that's subsided and the smoke's gone back out for Guardian, he can start to try and play support to both, because it's going to be a wide push to get by the smoke that Guardian's deployed, and that's as a result of the movement from the first player. Edward moving back toward the drop room. It is going to be Guardian that reads it well, takes down Apex. It's Flamey as well to find Unhappy, but let's not rule out Kenny S. Now we can.
Now you can, for sure. Well, pretty equal there. It was a really nice start from NaVi. Went up 4-1 at one point, but then when the gun rounds began, that's when EnVyUs started to run away with it overall. You can feel like they were the stronger team there, but some decent rounds towards the end. Simple finding some form with that double AWP setup. We've criticised it for a couple of weeks now, but we'll see whether it's enough to actually continue. We said the T half was normally better in history, I guess, but who knows?
We'll find out when we come back. It's been an interesting half. Good start for NaVi. So 8-7 after, oh God, I look like a bag of nails, Henry. Yeah, 8-7 after the first half, the opening half. Pistol round won by NaVi. We thought, all right, good start. Get ecoed. We thought, here we go again. And then they pull it back, lose 7 rounds in a row, make it 8-7. So a very turbulent half, but overall better than we normally see from their CT side.
Better, certainly better. Still, it's a terrorist map. They managed to get 7 rounds, so it's not too bad. They win the pistol, got a good chance of winning this one. The problem, as we said, their T side has been poor overall recently, but they've had a couple of days off now. Maybe they've had some practice to actually work things out and see whether they can get better at this map. I'm hoping to see some developments and see whether they got more. The problem was that the execution seemed poor before, like the timings with the smokes going down, the flashes, they seemed like they're getting caught out by their own timings, it seemed. So hopefully they can address that and maybe get a victory here today. That'd be nice to see.
Yeah, rotation seems to be an issue for a few of the teams on Cbble as of late. And I don't know if it's the roster changes. Obviously, the iteration with Devil and NV, we pointed out a number of situations where, specifically against Cloud9, they were abysmal at communication on this map.
Right. Yeah, that was when Apex was like alone towards A most of the time, it seemed like. He was always stuck in positions where Kenny S couldn't back him up. Kenny was just posted towards B every single round. That was weird, like considering if you think back to like Cluj era, that's when Kenny was AWPing towards A most of the time. They've changed that completely. We'll see what they bring to the table here today, but there's the pistol not starting. This will be more warm-up, don't get too excited just yet. But yeah, still anyone's game. Pistol will be indicative of which way it's going, but still the force buys for either of these sides are very strong indeed. You'll see Tech9's Deagles being a huge factor here. Almost every single round with the partial buys.
Yeah. Tech9s are still such a strong gun. I mean,
the Deagles seems to be...
Deagle's coming back in. I think people are getting used to it.
Yeah.
I think people are taking the time to actually play with it. People were really frustrated at first because there just wasn't Source
It just used to be all about the Tech9,
yeah.
like especially in 2014, 2015.
And to be fair, Tech9 did get a nerf, but it's still pretty damn good.
Yeah, even after the nerf, it was still pretty prevalent for about 6 months. The Deagle's only recently come in the last few, like when everyone started to use it now, like more and more, and becoming really sick of it as well. You see some really crazy highlight clips from that weapon. There's the old dragon.
Yeah, I agree. There is the old dragon. Oh, sorry, that's the dragon. I thought you were talking about my girlfriend, my ex-girlfriend. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong monitor.
I haven't spoken to her in weeks.
Yeah, it's fine. Probably for the best.
Okay then, T-side begins. It's going to be NaVi, 3 sets of armor, a seized with a smoke, 2 flashbangs, simple, yet to buy. What's he bringing? Just armor, nothing exciting. No Superman. That's all we're calling the raid boss now. We've changed it.
Superman, I do like it a little more. Soldier Boy up in that. As he's going to go toward B. Flash over quickly. Smoke ready for the door. Fast play so far, but this could be a sales pitch because Bomb looking like it wants to head over toward A, at least for now. It's out toward long. Guardian down in window already, going to try and jump through. Happy's waiting for it. Gets caught out and spotted immediately. If he could have got to the corner faster, he might have found that man, Flamey, who is already making his way by. But Guardian's going to respond. NBK down a second player here. It's Kenny. Yes, it's all trade so far. 3 versus 3 on a retake on A.
Yeah, lovely little execution here from NaVi, but it's being shut down quite rapidly by Kenny S here. A master with the pistols, Apex chiming in as well, just up to seized. He's detected now, the bomb's down in a tricky position. 2 players to find, but they are separated for now, but it doesn't matter. Sixer delivers the final blow. It's Kenny S there with some really nice shots towards the A side, but there it is. NaVi with that smoke on the upper B platform. The idea is they're going to do an A split at the start of the round. They're going through drop down. And once they get into connector, the idea that smoke and connector actually stops the CDs rotating in. So if they find that first kill cleanly, they should have a pretty good run towards the A side. But EnVyUs stepping up there, especially Kenny with the USB and locking it down. 9-7, a much needed pistol out. As we go into the second round, no bomb planted, so it will be Tech 9s and PD50s. They've got 2 smokes to work with here, and the majority of the T's heading towards long A. Long A is going to do a lot of damage, so lands on their feet, and Apex will be falling back after doing the damage. You'd assume they'll be smoking towards the connector, maybe the balcony as well, and trying to do what they can towards the A side, so even got a plan down. The bomb's in the hands of Edward, and he will be at the front of the pack there, joined by Flamey.
Flamey's going to push Apex back slightly and do better than that round the corner. Remember the Tech 9, we just talked about it. Certainly works for him there. His Guardian as well is going to push in. UMP and hand jumps around the corner. First shot successful. Happy's going to fall. It's MBK and Kenny. Headshots on either. Guardian. Down he goes. Sixer with the kill. So it does stabilize eventually despite the Tech 9s. Okay, hold on. Getting such a fast start. Bomb planted. Flank doesn't quite work for Seized as he nearly caught them off on balcony. Sixer on 12 HP. If he found that kill, he could have played the time, but Kenny's on the defuse. Neither of them did have a kit, so he definitely could have played the time.
Definitely could have played the time. But still, NaVi get a bomb plant down, they get 3 kills. Not the worst round or outcome for them overall. Definitely have a bit more potential there, but still Happy with an interesting decision on the side that is holding the flashbang out. He can hear them right next to him. I think he waited a little bit too long to actually do anything about it. It would have been better off just having the weapon out and challenging, but you know, that's the decision he made. He stands by it. Is this another force buy from NaVi? Oh no, okay. More of a partial buy. What have they got left over? 1,200. They're going to have 24. Well, it's not the best decision there. They'll be pretty weak into the next round, but still, they can get over a plant down here. I guess that's the objective. They'll be fine as they barrel up towards the middle. No confrontations as of yet, but the player until the connector actually finds that first kill. It sees to drop Kenny S. NBK rotating in. The final kill on Seas from Bizarre.
Well, it is going to be simple. That's the only kill thus far. He's stepped it up. He's got NBK down as well. I said only kill. There was one that came in from Seized I did not see on my periphery, but it is going to now be another round for NaVi. 11-7, so NaVi quiet so far. And this is what we feared from them. You've been talking about the T side. You brought it up if we wanted to be objective, saying it hasn't been as good as of late. Now they've got the guns up, and they're going to have to step up considerably.
But that force buy just then, it makes things a little bit weak. They've got no Molotovs, a really key part of Cbble to actually get executing effectively. Molotov in the tree, the steps position, actually flushing out some CTs. They brought armor and Tech 9s once again after getting the bomb down. So yes, they have the rifles, they have an open Guardian as well, but still, they'd have a tough time actually getting the CTs out of position. The good news is, it's a little bit of a bonus round for EnVyUs here. You can see Apex, he's got the MP9 still, MPK on the FAMAS, so they're taking a bit of a risk in terms of the lesser weaponry to challenge the AKs as we go into round number 4 here. A big round, and if NaVi can pull this one off, they'll be right back into the game. We'll see what they can do here. As Edward has got some positional control towards long A. Simple, we boosted up, means you get a better angle towards the defending CTs. As they fall back though. Why you challenge that angle with an MP9, I have no idea, but he went with it, and it's going to be 2 kills going in favor of NaVi.
Huge problem for them, yep, because now, okay, Guardian missing a shot again. They've got so much presence on the map. Guardian missing a shot, gets tagged up. Hold on, Sixer, he pulls back 3. Kenny's got the first, I take that back, but either way, It's 3 kills in succession for EnVyUs, and they made a round out of nothing. Edward timing off, but he's fortunate that Sixer not looking in the correct direction as he's already inside of the site past the APC, and it's going to be a 1 versus 2 in the favor of NaVi, but that's taken back by Kenny on a fast no-scope, has to put his head down. He is very good at that mechanic, but he can't duck away from Simple in that time.
Wow, what a round that was. It seemed like NaVi had it all tied up there. They find their first 3 kills. Sixer and Kenny S find 3 in return very quickly, though, and Kenny S brings it down to a 1v1. This is the big play here. USP, great work from Sixer. And Kenny S definitely in contention to win that round as well. The great first no-scope there, and he found out where the secondary terrorist was, but just couldn't find the shot. Could have gone either way. It's a force buy from EnVyUs here. They're going to be going with 3 pistols, though. 2 M4s. MBK just the deagle and body armor. Nothing else to speak of. Apex working towards danger. This will be a stir around for NaVi, you would assume, considering that now they have a few more grenades to work with. They still have a massive advantage in terms of the weaponry. That's going to be trying to work out what's available for the CTs at this point. Maybe bleed out some of their utility as we get into round number 5 here. No one really contending anything just yet. Flamey's watching towards upper platform. Looks like they'll be falling back and focusing on the B area.
Smoke over toward the window, sees nade. How does he like to throw? I guess he goes for the straight bounce. Either way, it doesn't matter. The flash was perfectly timed at MBK. Fully whited out. He's going to fall. That gives them drop room to work with. Sixer's going to try and spot this back, but he's already taken the flower pot down, which is half of the approach of trying to keep your head hidden and get the first shot. And he tried to pre-fire on the shoulder bait. I think it's going to be Sixer that does get Flamey in the end, but Simple's able to trade that. It is a man advantage as well. Make it 2 for NaVi as Guardian will hit happy. Apex with just the CZ75. Pretty straightforward, considering there was no guns bought. They did get 2 down, and this actually picking up the M4. He's already got armor, nades, and a kit. Is reasonable.
Yeah, but they're only a first stage loss benefit now. This will be second, so we'll get $1,900. It's going to be an almost certain eco. So yes, he saves an M4, but it's not like it's going to be hugely influential to the next round. It was an AWP, maybe something to write home about, but an M4, I guess I can find 1 or 2 kills. It's just going to take your teammates, though, who will be limited to PT50. They can't really justify much more than that. Maybe a 5-7 here or there, but we'll see what happens. Apex will be saving a kit as well. Could have an impact, you know. Someone like him needs to go maybe boost it up towards drop down, try and find that first kill. As he will survive here. Just Guardian is simple. But with the force buy for EnVyUs, not really working out for them there. You can see the money. Very limited indeed. So a couple of CZs for now. And I think maybe that was Apex who had the CZ. He's dropped it over. He picked it up from a dead teammate. So his teammates don't actually be buying anything at all. I would guess they'll boost him up and drop down. He also likes to play towards danger. Maybe he'll just go and face aggressively towards mid.
Edward's going to get ready for a push. But are they ready to do so? It looked like they wanted to with 3 players out toward long, but Kenny's going to hold up at the corner. Here's the man we need to keep an eye on. The man with the gun, Apex, over on A. As they already start to clear out drop and potentially hold for long once this is established. Sixer getting pushed back immediately, even though I think he did spot the shoulder of Flamey. He should bring the ball back. Nice shot from Sixer on reapproach.
Yeah, good job. The PT50 manages to take down Flamey. 13 HP. The M4 will be rotating over towards B as well, so it's in the right position for now. NaVi looking like they'll be setting something up towards B.
Sixer's going to try and hold this off still. Again, that first shot on Flamey is haunting because the P250 is dead even almost in this situation. It's 1 more bullet. Guardian, lovely entry though, finds NBK in behind the statue. It is going to be a nade into him. He's on 8. Sixer's doing work once more to get the HP low. In fact, look at 3 players on NaVi because now Happy's got a chance, but he whiffs the first few.
Yeah.
And he can't compose himself immediately after. It's going to be Kenny versus 4. Yes, the situation's similar on the HP, but with bomb already down, no kit, no armor, Kenny's going to back away. There was a chance for a second there for Happy.
Yeah, absolutely. So many players low HP. Guardian simple, 28 between them. Kenny S, though, the money's still weak for the CD side. Happy is on $1,600. There'll be a 3rd stage loss bonus after this, so $2,400 coming in. Still, they can buy. Won't be the best, though. They'll get M4s, maybe Famuses and body armor, but they'll be limited. A real chance now for NaVi to get back into this map. It will be 11-10, and we'll see what Kenny S can do. Him saving the AK certainly helps things out. He can drop that over. I think he can afford an AWP just about. I love $5,400. But his teammates desperately need it. NBK's only got 37.50, so he'll drop that AK over to him. Let's get to 11-10. It's actually been a pretty decent T-half from NaVi so far.
Yep.
Only 3 rounds in a row after losing the pistol.
Yeah, and the economy back in their favor. CT
Yeah.
side playing catch-up at this point.
Yeah, NBK's just down to a max 7 here. Still a decent weapon on Cbble, but you can tell when things aren't ideal when you pull that out.
Oh, it's off down already. A drop. It's seized and Flamey that want to go out toward long. Nade this time toward the stairwell instead because Flamey wants to go fast. So you can anticipate that leaving the stairs open, well, it turns out to be a problem. It means that Flamey wants to get upon them himself to try and utilize inside of the site, but Sixer never gets pushed far enough back, and therefore the angle's still in his favor. It influences NaVi elsewhere on the map. Over toward A instead, they'll start to look as they have the bomb in their hand. Guardian pre-scoped in, won't be making any further noise, aside from resounding thunder, which yes, it does similarly sound that way now when he tries to find someone inside of the site. Checking all corners, creeping up. It's outside of stables that they're playing. It's becoming more common, but it's going to be happy that gets Edward. Now Guardian has to go. Still scoped in. He's able to find the angle, but it's Apex tagging back. This nade could be the end of Guardian. If it bounces back far enough, not quite. He's already farther down the tunnel than that. It's going to put it onto the site. Seized. Wow. Good shot on Kenny. And Apex is there, struggling to stay alive. Just shuffles away from where the bullets land, and therefore, he's still got a chance to try and shut them out, but it's Sixer that has to do the bigger damage. Bomb down, 44 seconds. He's got it back toward him at the bottom of the middle. And if Apex can find the shot on Guardian, it could have been the round over on that alone because Sixer's position was favorable. Now, he's in a 1 versus 2. And although he's not much worse for wear than seized, it's Guardian that's still on the map.
Yeah, but look at the bombing. It's in a great position for Sixer here. His is not ideal, though. If he gets one down, the other terrorist going to know exactly where he is. This kill decides it all. Sees will be checking it, though, and he has the advantageous angle there. Takes him down. So Sixer did what he could to get them back into the round, drops upon in that position, but Apex low HP on the site. He can't fend them off for long enough, and it's going to be 11-11. We've made it again, Matt. As we go into round number 8 here, and not really a buy available for EnVyUs. They're coming in with partial here. Just going to be getting a shotgun for Happy and some CZ and a Desert Eagle. Really too much to work with here, but like we said, these guys can be very good with these upgraded pistols. Happy will be taking the shotgun towards Dangerous, seems after boosting up a player. Oh, he gets boosted up himself. Okay. Oh, no. Yep.
Do it. Everyone try it. Do you remember when you could self-boost for about a week?
Yeah, what a weird week that was.
Weird push that is with no one watching it. Even though, yes, okay, they're on pistols, they just completely negate the fact that it's a possibility, and that's Flamey and Edward to do all the work. Cease is able to snap back and find Happy. Okay, calm down. He is indeed dead.
Haven't seen many sprays on the floor.
It's true. It's true. Maybe gentleman's agreement that no one sprays them, or just everyone disagreeing with the fact that they're in the game?
Yeah. Are they sure? Maybe the players did say, like, should we just not use them? Maybe there are
I did
some
see
ones.
one yesterday, I think, behind the bench on Mirage. We saw the knives, or the crown. The crown came out.
Yeah. Well then, another gun round comes in, and it will be EnVyUs with the AWP setup here. This is what I like to see there. They're not just sticking Kenny S towards B every single time. He's actually going to be towards long A. Looking for that first pick. Same angle Simple was holding before, where he got flashed off, and Kenny S got that first pick. Exact same angle. Let's see whether he can have a better run with it.
Kenny has the angle held. Remember, oh, there it is.
He's so good at that shot.
He's perfectly timed. Flamey goes fast. Kenny's already responding. We saw him win the duel against Simple in reverse.
It's so standard for an AWP, though. Like, if you throw that flashbang, you want to be waiting for him to pull the trigger. Then you go.
Yeah. I completely agree, but Flamey thinks for some reason he can beat him to it if he fell back. Doesn't work out. Sixer. He'll get seized as well. So it's Envy now. 2 for the price of 1. But Sixer is on 12 HP if there's any saving grace in it. It's Guardian. He'll smoke off down further on tree. That'll allow them to cross over more comfortably. Simple's not quite wide enough to spot Sixer. Getting back toward Chicken Coop, but he's going to find 1. He's so low on 12. They know he's there. Molotov.
Yeah,
oh, we switched. Okay, I was very confused because we switched and I didn't hear it land. I was wondering where it went, but doesn't matter. It's EnVyUs in the end. Apex with the 2 final kills. 12-12. We get right back into it. And for NaVi, it's the first loss in a while, so they are still decent on money.
Yeah, went for the long A default there. Like you said, the flashbang effective, but giving Kenny S the opportunity to take the Flamey down. Obviously, a bit of luck, a bit of skill there. Just having the awareness when to pull the trigger. Kenny S, whenever he's in an angle, always seems to nail it as well. But Flamey, like I said, there's definitely grounds for both arguments there. You can try and face it as soon as it goes off and take him down before he pre-fires. But the fact he just almost gifted in the kill there, like he's got no option just to pull it and fall back. He gets it. And MBK brings a Nova out, interesting enough. Not a weapon we see much these days. We saw Bardolph use one in a video recently.
It's true. He's a big, strong man that can shoot that. I think that gun would probably dislocate my shoulder. Guardian waiting for the op shot to present itself, but Happy gets back around to the compliments of a flash. So the op was already relocated and not staring down that angle, therefore he's able to pick up a kill. It's Apex to do the same onto Edward. Although Flamey's found the one, he's left in the open with more flashes, more utility raining down on top of him. Simple at least gets to long. Could have been a little bit swifter in doing so, and we're gonna get locked up in behind the stables, but the horse has been released from the cart. Was the cart before the horse, Henry? Is that you're saying?
That's
what you would say.
Yeah. As we would both say.
It's true, we both say that. Usually, collectively, we finish each other's sentences.
Yeah.
A simple bomb down to his left is going to try and walk back up through the stables, past the troughs, and find Sixer in behind the APC. He knew he was there. Nice pre-fire on door, too. Nearly catches out, I believe, MBK in that position, way back in, rather, excuse me, Kenny S. Way back down in toward the drop room, but he'll start to rotate over, having lost NBK inside of the site, and his further teammate, Sixer, who went down. So now Kenny, although dropping in at the balcony, has to catch off both. First shot's gonna miss, and that's gonna be the opportunity. Guardian actually hits it. I thought it would be simple, but Guardian to pick up his second in the round, then 13th. One round for Envy and an immediate reset.
Yeah, the full reset of that as well. NaVi, we always said on the T-side, always struggling in those clutch situations, never seem to be working out for them, and now it actually seems that they're working as a good unit and actually getting the decent map control, executing nice and getting themselves in positions actually winnable. And there it is. It's going to be round number 11. And EnVyUs, $1,500 for Sixer and MBK. Or they could buy into this one. It'd be 3 rifles just about. Kenny S would have to go SMG potentially. Could get dropped an AWP. I think they probably allow NaVi to go to 14 rounds. They take a little partial buy and then grind out the remaining rounds. I would say that's the best protocol here. Not too deep. If it had been 14-12, I'd say you have to force buy. That's why they're taking a pause right now, just to compose themselves. We're still on the hold. 2 minutes pause here. I think we've only been to New York. That was the only event we had.
New York's the only one. And there was some interesting...
New York.
Yes, exactly. So big they had to name it twice. There's something else I know they had to name twice, too. There was the interesting thing about that event is there was only 3 teams that actually were running designated coaches at it, of the 8. So it was kind of an anomaly because most teams at a major, there's actually a majority that do run the coaches, but in the company that we had, we just didn't have the coaches present. We did get a bit mixed of results. Some teams thought it was favorable, it was good. You could use it to break up momentum. You could use it to try and, change things even when you're ahead. Because you had them in the first half and didn't take away any from the second, they don't stack. There's no need to save them. So you can kind of call it when you're in the lead to try and keep being innovative in that sense. But we also heard that it wasn't enough time and the coaches were feeling very, not useless, but redundant in situations where they wanted to speak up, but they couldn't until the team gave them the opportunity to do so.
Yeah, the coaches now definitely more like analysts, it seems. Like they can observe things and give their inputs twice a half and kind of spot some nuances and say, like, you should give this a go, or you need to adjust this. It's much more reliant on the in-game leaders themselves to actually step up in the key situations, which I like, I'm not going to lie. I think that's the way CS should be overall. Obviously, it was a bit of a shame considering we've crafted about 20 careers around the system we had. May have been shut down or maybe less impactful, but time will tell. We only had 1 event so far. We'll see how it develops. Back into it, it looks like it was a little partial buy here from EnVyUs. Should be 14-12 here, but you never know with CSGO, Matt. You can never tell. Wasn't as... it was a lot more black and white in 1.6 and Source. The EKOs and partial buys didn't really equate to instant round victories. Maybe not so much as Source, but the Deagle was OP as hell, but... yeah, always difficult to tell with this game.
It is sometimes. Apex, this is 1, 2. Thank you very much. The AK did get flung. Oh, no, he did get it. Okay, I thought it got shot by a second bullet that pushed it forward. He does go down in the end, but that AK could have been hugely problematic if he was able to pull it out and dress it in time.
He got a little bit carried away there, I think. When you get the 2 kills and you shut them down, you know the rest are there. I'd say fall back at that point, because as soon as you drop, your teammates haven't got weapons, right? You went for the Superman play, and you get punished for it. So they only get the 2 kills he got. Obviously, it's very easy to say that in hindsight. Had he pulled it off, I'd have been saying, oh, what an amazing play. But if you're talking about the safest thing to do that, you got 2 kills, you picked up an AK, I would say just fall back and then try and reposition, use the manpower against them. But there we go. Round number 12. When he comes back in for EnVyUs. NaVi on the cusp of taking map number 1 here. Do you know what the second map is? I think I missed it.
I missed it as well. I didn't. Well, to be fair, before the game, I was meditating to try and keep
I remember it was Mirage.
Yeah, keep my head from exploding with all the sinus congestion. But yes, it is Mirage. Thank you for remembering.
I remember it. It was all me.
definitely all you. Thanks, Matt.
Who's Matt?
Me.
Oh, yeah.
Kenny, not the producer. Inside the arch, AWP, watching down the long corridor. Was a little bit of presence there, but it's already gone back away, and it's Edward that was the one trying to find... Actually, take that back, it's seized. Turn that 9 upside down, it's the 6 seized.
Well, long control coming in. It's Guardian clearing out every single angle here. Not going to have any confrontations with the CTs as of yet. It's going to be Happy and Apex patrolling towards top of mid. They normally go for a little boost setup here, but this time Stables and APC will be used. It's going to be Apex providing a smoke for his teammates, and Happy will just be listening for footsteps and calling in for utility if required. Apex patrolling towards mid. So they'll actually be executing all the way to A here. Plenty of opportunities to throw the smokes towards connector from the long A position. Here they come. Flashes go over. Don't have to fully commit, can always go back towards B. The idea is to take the CT vision away and call them some rotations potentially here, but it looks like they will be actually committing as they push up towards middle.
Happy waiting with the flash through the smoke he goes, Snacks-esque. But he loses himself slightly, and Edwards managed to get away and go back down toward long. He'll still find him with the M4, and when he turns back, Simple's waiting, but not ready. The Seized is the only one to find a kill thus far from NaVi. Look at the pistols go to work. It's EnVy again. And they'll make their way up to round number 13. MBK with 3 to close it out.
Very nice work at the 5-7 there. All 3 kills towards the end coming in from MBK. It can be a fantastic weapon in the right scenarios, and he shows us exactly what can be done with it. Rotates in perfectly as a teammate. Happy does some substantial work there from the A side, pushing in towards long A. Finds 2, and then MBK coming in for the spray down to finish things off. So some chance for EnVyUs to bite back here after being in some very difficult rounds. I think there will be a pause for NaVi this time, it seems. So, trying to work out how they finish one off. It's going to be not even a good situation for them overall. Obviously got the open Guardian still, but after getting this deep once again, and it's just to let a couple slip away from them, they'll be gutting for them. It's a double upset up this time for EnVyUs. So Kenny S and Happy coming in. And this is more situational, it seems like. They're not forcing it. They didn't buy into it. They picked up an AWP and they said, all right, let's try and make this work. We haven't done it once this game. And they'll be trying to adapt to us, and we've changed our setup. That's when it makes sense, right? But it's doing it every single round. That's when I have a problem with it. From NaVi's point of view, at least.
It's true. I concur.
Well, the full buy is there for NaVi as well. So they've got all the smokes they need. The Molotovs, I guess, at this point, are discussing how they can finish one off. And not even just get to map point first. Let's just make that the first objective. As they have been focusing quite heavily towards the A side, I have to say. Maybe a nice little B execution at this point. Gets in drop down control, push towards upper platform. Deployed the smokes, the Molotovs. Allow Guardian to get some presence towards the upper platform, try and get that first pick. We'll see what they can do here. But I'd assume Happy will be trying to be a thorn in their side of this secondary AWP. He'll be patrolling towards top of mid. Apex joining him. Looks like he's AFK. Have we crashed or hello? Oh no, we're back.
Back indeed. Back in the room, as you would say, Henry.
Yeah.
Kenny jumping across, does get in toward the archway. Jumped over a few bullets to do so. Molotovs, flashes, all 3 down over top of drop. 3. Here's the magic number for players out toward long as well for NaVi as they'll start to work around AWP in hand for Guardian. And Apex is going to try and push down with the AK-47 in hand. Flame to hold, but seized inside drop. This has potential to be an A split. With a wrap back through connector, this passive position that we're watching right now from Happy does watch long, but it's more important to see what MBK can control from the reverse side of window. Shot out. Happy's found Guardian. Does manage to succeed over top of the hood. And MBK, we mentioned this position was going to be solid because now the split is possible. He goes down. Seeds can get onto the balcony. Apex so far forward in the site, this could be a bit of a problem for them. They're going to back away in the smoke, though. They're actually going to pull this to reverse back over to B with Bomb. But they're a little bit hesitant because now they're finding kills on both sides. Sixers shut this down, and Bomb's waiting in the tunnels. The rotations come in. They've sold it. Happy's going to find it, but they still don't have the information that the other 2 are there. So Bomb's going to walk into B. It will be on its own, but Edward, he's got to stay alive as long as possible to give Simple a chance in a 1 versus 3, and that's exactly what it will be. Simple planning in the open. He's got time to do so.
No nades, though. So, yes, And the plant's not great as well. With that time available, I'd say you want to play a little bit further back on the platform, allow yourself to at least have platform as a potential, but Simple now towards the drop-down room. This needs to do this kill by kill, see if you can find the first and then make it a 2-on-1, a little bit more possible at that point.
Kenny gets through, down he goes. Now they know where he is. Bomb was planted wide enough for door, but not for inside a drop, so all they have to do is keep him busy, and Happy's going to do better than that. He'll get the kill. EnVy's going to bring it back to 14-14.
Yeah, just going to be picking up those little drop torps there as well. And yeah, so Simple, I think he had a bit more time to work with there. In terms of like the way he could have planted and the positions he could have given himself, that could have been better, like you said. As soon as he lost that first kill, they know he's in drop down at that point, right? So even if he gets, even in the best scenario, he gets the kill, which he got, how is he winning the round? Because the CT's just going full defuse because he's got a horrible angle. One watches across, one gets the defuse on. It just wasn't really thought out, in my opinion, in terms of how he could have actually won the round overall. Anyway, it's going to be 14-14. And the money's starting to dwindle a little bit for NaVi. This could slip away from them. You can see they've got a Tech 9. Galil's limited in terms of grenades. And they will be going into another D4 here. He'll be seized by himself towards B while his teammates anxiously wait towards mid doors, hoping he can find something at the side of the round here.
Seized. Poised and ready, wants to push through. 2 inside the site.
Failed
1 inside the drop, did fail it. Didn't go through either, so it's all right. But he won't be able to hold or get any information. It's going to be Apex that's going to try and spot some heads at the top of the wall. Takes him almost the entire magazine to do so. The last page, that's where he found what he was looking for. Happy's going to take back Guardian, Flamey. Trading it though, puts us to 3 versus 3. And look at Sixer's rotation fast inside the site. He can't find the one that went toward Hut, so he goes back to find Flamey instead. He's caught in between 3 of them. His teammates need to hurry up and get closer because Simple's going to cut off MBK. That's going to allow him to wrap back out, and Sixer will go down.
Well then, another reset there for EnVy, and a horrible time for it to come in as well. It was he's trying to show his hand towards the B side and maybe pull some rotations, and he actually fails a jump, but maybe that works out for them overall. He stays alive. His teammates actually catch Apex in a bad position. Yes, Apex gets 1, but he goes down, and his teammates in pretty poor positions to actually rotate and win the round for them. So here we go, then round number 15 comes in, and the second half, we've gone the full distance. 3 pistols, a UMP, and a FAMAS. No kits, 5 smokes, no incendiaries. They're going to have to do something big here to even have a chance of winning this round, but we do know NaVi can be pretty poor on Cobble. Let's see if they can get it to overtime somehow. This is a very influential game in the actual standings of Pro League as well, so this is huge.
It's absolutely massive, especially when we've got 1 night left after this. Our second last night, penultimate light, and we still don't know who's going to Brazil. I don't even know if I'm going to Brazil yet, Henry.
I am.
Oh, okay, thanks. Thanks, UK. Apex, Smoke Out actually conceals guard. He still manages, to line that up and get the shot against him, but a pistol kill to start it off. Although encouraging isn't necessarily enough, and Happy he's going to walk into his death. No idea that Edward was out that far.
They still, yes, they have the man advantage, but they don't have enough really to work with there in terms of they've got 3 pistols waiting towards B. He had to try and get some information at that point. I don't remind that at all, to be fair, and we'll see whether it's going to be the move that cost him the round. As Edward, he's looking towards A, can't really spot anything. His teammates will be going towards B, but Apex somehow got behind all of them. No one watching the flanks here. He did it before the CZ. Maybe he can pull something else off here. If he times this well, this is actually going to work out. It's going to overtime. Oh, maybe not.
Maybe not. Simple's pulled it back. He's got a headshot as well on the Kenny. He's looking, excuse me, for more. I did say I was sick, but so too is Simple in this round. As the tags are onto him in large, though. 3 HP. Simple's done it again. Sixer on a headshot down to a 1 versus 2. It is going to be the Deagle. Finally! And then he follows it up. As Edward gets caught in the open, MBK will send us to overtime.
Wow. Okay then, Desert Eagle. I thought Simple had just done quite enough there, but he crosses to the side, the Deagle tag comes in, and then a headshot as well, of course. So it does go to overtime. NaVi so close there. It was a FAMAS, a UMP, and 3 CZ to keep EnVyUs in the game. And what a play it was, 2 versus 1 to finish it off. Well, I didn't think that was going to work out for them at all. So overtime. It's MR3. First of 4 rounds, 10k either side. Definitely difficult scenario if you're going over to the CT side and trying to do double orbs like NaVi potentially will bring to the table there. If you lose the first round, you're almost limited straight away. And we'll see what happens here. EnVyUs, of course, will be staying on the CT side. You don't swap over. Stay on the side you're on. And NaVi, so close yet so far, Matt. 3 CZs and a UMP.
I do like 3 CZs and a UMP.
Do you?
I like the C. Nah, actually, I hate the CZ. I've never used it. Never even equipped it.
I don't like it either. I like the 5.7.
It's not for me as well. I think 5.7 is a far superior weapon. But a lot of people, and I actually think there's probably, well, it's probably 50-50 right now, I think, the pro scene. It's pretty close.
Yeah, it is. There's just different playstyles, right? The CZ, I'd say it's actually harder to use overall, but it has a much higher chance of getting those. Well, it's got the value it can bring to a round can be much more impactful than a 5.7 in certain situations. You've got the big spray down opportunities, right? At close range, you can do a hell of a lot of work with the CZ. Same with the 5.7. I just feel like you can potentially get more done with the CZ. It's just much harder to use. And we'll see what happens there. Round number 1 comes in, and it's not the double setup for the CT. It's going to be EnVyUs with Kenny S, of course. He'll actually be towards B this time. Maybe looking to go aggressive as Guardian. We're challenging him. Nice little run boost. We know EnVyUs are so good at that. It's just a cool little move they do. Not going to find anything for it to kick things off, though.
Edward looking for shots toward hay bales. No one there. Flash well wide. Intended to catch the corner. Apex. He won't be blinded by that. As Simple's going to clear out danger as well. 3-2 split as it stands. No one really pressurizing B. Just sitting and waiting for answers and evaluation on the A site instead. Toward long balcony as well for the CT side. It is going to be the AWP. That's where Kenny's waiting.
Well, the round building up now. Lots of control for the terrorists here. But Sixer anxiously waits towards middle. He can sense the terrorists on the other side. There's a bit of presence from the terrorists towards B. And they'll be falling back now. Looks like the bomber is committed to the long A position. Look how many the rotations have pulled away towards the B side. No one's in A for now. Sixer thinks better of. Actually spots terrorists now. He's in a really tough position. Gonna have to wait for flashbangs from his teammates. They tried to replay mid. Guardians waiting for them. This was a really big call for the CT. Set all 5 players there. Now they're gonna have a tough time actually regaining the bomb site here. Falls apart for Apex as well.
Flamey trips over his teammate, wants to get inside the A site, but it's going to be NaVi potentially taking that away from EnVyUs in style. 4 versus 2, but Kenny's still alive. He finds Simple over top of the APC and a push back through from Happy. He'll drop the bomb, but going down and Kenny missing a shot. It's going to give Guardian a chance for the lineup. He can't land it. So Guardian with 2 in the round. Kenny with only 1. He's going to try and shut this out. That actually baits it perfully. Because if Kenny hits that, okay, lovely shot, but there's nothing you would have been able to do to time it for Flamey to peek him.
Yeah, that's actually quite a good point. The fact that they actually decided to not go for the plant and not make it 2 1v1 situations, just cancel the plant. He fires a shot. Let's go take him down. But like you said, even if he kills the first one, he's going to be taken down in a second. So nice move there from NaVi to pick up the first round here of overtime. Like I said, the CT money is a factor in the MR3 10K situation. You can see Kenny S, after this round, if they lose it, he's got nothing really to work with. He's only got $250 left over. So the AWPers always struggle on overtime here. Let's see whether CTs can find any form as we go to round number 2. Nothing really coming in heavily from the terror so far. A little boost from Guardian. Pretty standard, pretty much at the beginning of every round. The CT's willing to face his position, and the terrorists in a great position to defend it with this boost. So makes sense for either side to give it a crack. Flashes will come in as well, try and bait something out.
Sixer on top of the trees, just going to watch for anyone pushing in. Kenny S going to do the same. Inside of the statue, left side of the statue. Force commitment, therefore, to find that peak. And that's where the tree position comes into play. Flamey. Smoke. And then that which is a reference to the name, the flames toward the stairwell. Kenny changes his angle because the smoke's getting his way on the left, so he's got to go to the right. That doesn't give quite the same angle to his teammate on top of the tree, but Sixer, he'll find one regardless, and then immediate rotations back over to A, knowing there's only 1 set of footprints heading down toward that tunnel. And Happy's pushed through them. He's got by, but Guardian, a lovely shot to turn back in time. Flash through Apex, he's going to whip as well, and it's going to be Simple and Edward to start it off and make it potentially 2-0. Not until Kenny gets his word in and voices himself loudly. 2 kills, 3 in total. And 16-16, it's 1-1 so far in overtime.
Wow, a nice little B fake coming in there from NaVi. They showed so much presence toward that side of the map, and then switching it up back towards A. Happy in a great position, walking through the smoke, bumping into all of them, and actually doesn't get anything for it. Guardian comes around and gives him a lovely little shot to the face. But then it's Kenny S stepping up once more. He's so strong on Cobble. He's got 25 kills right now. His form overall recently has been fantastic. It's got to be Sixer still leading the charge with 33 frags. And still 1-1. Balance things up. A much needed round for the CT set, like I said. Wouldn't have had any money going into the next round. And it's going to be Kenny S hunting towards top of middle here. Using that smoke at the beginning just to give him a bit more cover as he hunts towards the top of middle. No one giving in anything to work with them. Apex pushed through it. That's audacious, but NaVi finds a kill in return, so it's all good at the moment. Managing to recover.
Flash down, Guardian trying to peek on top of it with the AWP. Text left toward the arch, gets inside off the pallet. I don't think that was entirely timed perfectly to be masked by the bouncing smoke, but won't matter, they're both down there. I think they'll be aware of it regardless. They're gonna rotate around as well. Happy gives up window side. They've given up A in its entirety on this 4 versus 4. Okay, sure, yes, they've got an anchor and NBK, but it's, or rather, excuse me, Kenny, but it's passive for the rotation toward B instead. As Guardian. Let's Flamey go forth, and he'll hold off the line, but Happy's gonna find Flamey, sees goes down, and EnVyUs from being a second or two away from losing the A site and going down 0-2 in overtime, take the lead back in this round, and then as soon as I say that, things change once more. Simple and Guardian, but Guardian missing a shot toward the door. It's Kenny that responds. He was in a 1 versus 2, and EnVyUs are going to take the 2-1 lead in overtime. Again, very, very important game for the context of the season and the land in Brazil.
Well, only fitting we get it down right down to the wire then, isn't it? Overtime, going to be going in favor of EnVyUs. Not clean, to be fair. Lots of rounds that could have gone either way. There's some big individual plays overall from EnVyUs, and it will be 2-1 in their favor as they switch over to the terrorist side here. I'm sure we'll be kicking off very shortly into the next half. We don't take a break here. We're just going to be getting into it.
Nope, we don't take breaks, Henry, you and I.
No, we actually don't. That's the funny thing, right?
That's
I think
true.
people actually started to get a little bit worried for us. The way people speak to me right now.
I'm genuinely worried for me right now.
The way that people speak to me like I'm really ill or something. It's like, oh, you guys, like, are you sure you're okay? Like, you haven't had a day off and all this time. It's like, yeah, we're fine, don't worry.
Well, I'm actually dying, but it's,
Yeah.
you know, right now I am.
I guess right now everyone's ill, so probably everyone feels a bit sorry for all of us.
Yeah, no, we're fine. We're doing all right.
We wouldn't do it unless we were happy doing it.
Power through it.
Just got to get through it.
Set a record. Got to make it to 31 lands this year. That's the goal.
Is that the record last year?
I have no idea what the record was. I think Anderson did 25 last year.
We must be close to that.
22. 23 I've done already.
Okay.
So, and I think you're just 2 under me, and you're going to catch me by 1 in about a week.
Yeah.
Potentially. We'll see what the embassy says. Edward and Apex, one-on-one against each other out toward this long position, and Edward's going to fall back after throwing the nade toward Apex. Bounces by him, but it takes him down to 87. He's going to walk forth on it because the nade going in likely means he's falling away. Why else would he throw the HE nade and then not be still holding the corner, the early damage dealt? But it's Edward to get back passive inside of the A site, and there's a 3-man rotation. Or a 3-man setup, a 2-man rotation back to the A site, so there was 1 here to begin with. NBK is going to find the first on Cbble. That might encourage them to go, and this early rotation could still be a problem for them because Crossfire's established and set, but the utility well placed. Flamey's still going to find what doesn't matter. Kenny S and NBK, they'll find kills, and Kenny again greets seized in the window.
Very fast A attack coming in here this time. It's going to be Kenny S once again, finding 2 kills. Same story for NBK, and yeah, they can see that money's going to be affected. For NaVi go to the next round, they're going to be struggling. They're going to get $1,400 on top of what they have right now. And after the double offset coming in once again, they're not going to be in a fantastic position in terms of everything. Is he Guardian? That's why he gets body armor and no kit as well, interesting enough. So trying to keep the money as strong as possibly can. That's why he has a bit more than simple, but still, that's 1 more for EnVyUs, and that's actually them finding the draw as well, which is quite an interesting fact. So Guardian has to save his orb. Where is he right now? In Rapunzel.
Spots 1. Saw. Oh, that little crouch peek.
It's worth going for him. They know where he is now. It's time to actually swing over there. Guardian knows it.
Yeah, they won't get this far.
HE could fly in still.
Did I ever tell you? Oh, it was close. Did I ever tell you the setup that I did one game?
No.
I think someone clipped it and tweeted it back at me. We took all 5 of us and stood in the ladder that goes up to the Rapunzel Tower. We all got inside that little long. If we got a chance, maybe Rush can take us over there. Yeah, that one that goes up toward the tower, and all 5 of us crouched in there. And they were all looking for us. Couldn't figure out where we were getting around the map. And a guy walked in there, and we just shot through each other to kill him. It was pretty lovely. It was pretty hilarious. Kenny with AWP is going to look toward the broken wall. Guardian's going to flash back against them, and that won't really affect much other than trying to allow Guardian to get up toward the stairwell. I think Kenny wasn't fully caught by that because it went too deep close to the wall next to him, and therefore he spotted Guardian in this position, but the second flash more successful in that regard, and therefore Guardian does go for a fast peek. Kenny wants back out, baits out a shot from Guardian. Smoke's going to get deployed before either of them can do anything of it. So it's pistols in desperation, and Kenny gets tagged by that. He goes quite low on 23 by a stray bullet. It's Flamey to save Guardian, and now he's gonna rack back around. It's Guardian up close, Sixer down, and another one inside the smoke. Sixer, he came so close yet so far, and Flamey bailing out Guardian, keeps him alive in the round to keep the game alive for NaVi.
Well, EnVyUs.
Lost the gun at the end.
He did. Good point. Look at the money, actually. That's actually pretty exciting, you know. There it is. It's going to be 1-1. This round decides it. And NaVi can pick it up on a limited buy still. We'll have another set of overtime here. EnVyUs looking to close things out. EnVyUs going very fast and loose in their overtime rounds here. Just trying to commit to a bomb site, go in, going for the brawl, and actually seems to be paying off as well. Actually winning that first round. The last one comes down to a 1v1. Let's see what happens here. UMP only available for seized. Guardian, he's got the orb, but Simple not the same story. Actually limited on grenades as well. You can see Simple and Guardian, nothing left pretty much as we go into the final round here, the second half.
Apex, quick clearance of danger. Lets his teammate go out and check all the way through. That's going to be MBK. Flaming gets back down closer to the archway at the door as well. And he's waiting in the corner with... Well, Crosser was facing into the wall, waiting for a flash. He'll go in, he's baited from the corner, but Sixer's far enough back from Apex that it's favorable still to EnVyUs, who sit on map point. We do reach the end of the first overtime, regardless of what the result may be. It's going to be Guardian for NaVi, but he gets taken down. Happy, yep, absolutely. In the vent, and it's all on to Seized. Caught out, Happy's going to do it. EnVyUs will pick up the win. And NaVi, who started out the season so well, are now playing level to EnVyUs in a match that's very important. Envy had an abysmal start to the season, to be fair.
Yeah, and it's once again, it's Cbble that NaVi just can't seem to suss out. They drop it again. This time it's overtime, but you have to say, Matt, towards the end of regulation, they're up against the 3 CZs, the UMP, the FAMAS. That was the chance to take it, and slipped away from them in overtime. Still a very good game. Better from NaVi overall in terms of their approach to the map, getting it to overtime against Envy, which is probably one of their best maps overall, Cbble. I think that's one of their headline maps.
I would say.
And yeah, so it seems like they are working on it. It's getting better, but still need to address that orb situation, I think.
Well, with that said, we've got 2 lovely, splendid gentlemen on the desk, one of which is sick just like me, the other of which is Chad.
I'm also sick, but in a different possible way.
Whatever, I can't say it. That's what they say in Australia, though, either way. 17-19, the scoreline. Now, Chad, I like that Henry has started the discussion for me, because it's kind of where I wanted to take it. NaVi just made Envy sweat on Cobblestone. There has to be some praise given to NaVi, and you can't help but think that CZ round towards the end, that this could have been finished in regulation in favor of NaVi.
Yeah, look, I was actually really excited by that first half of Counter-Strike.
You loved it, right?
I loved it. I was really impressed with the way that NaVi adapted their CT side. I was very impressed with the way that Happy was lurking and leading with the team. I'll break those 2 points down for you so you can really just get stuck into my brain.
Warm my hands up.
So if you noticed the way that NaVi were playing their CT side to begin with, it was very committed to the A-long corridor danger section of the map. Simple and Edward. So Simple, the first thing to note is Simple had been moved to the A bomb site and Guardian had been moved to B, which is a change which I really liked.
You asked for in the pre-match.
Yeah, I think that was quite good. The issue was both players were very committed towards that section of the map. So normally what happens is if both players are committed and they slip up past mid or they push through the corridor, you usually give up the other one. You don't try and fall back and stop the floodgates. You used your rotating player to stop that. The best way to do it, most teams still play quite a heavy 4B at the start, you know, or at least 4 close to B.
Well, 4 going through the door at the start.
Exactly.
Of spawn.
And one player towards A just to listen, to negate with smokes and Molotovs, and then to say when he needs backup. So if you were playing A long, like Edward was doing towards the end, this is when they adjusted, and Simple was playing back towards the doors or the vent room, what happens is once Edward gets isolated, Simple can still see down mid, and he already has that point covered. Because Envy were playing such a team-based game, it was almost contact. Once they contacted on the 2 players who were playing in corridors, they just bypassed them, ran up mid, smoked a Molotov off the rotators, and then dealt with them while their teammates couldn't help them gut the bomb down and won the rounds quite simply. The adjustment meant that once they saw where Edward was, they pushed through mid, assuming that both players were on that part of the map, and then Simple, you know, picked them off and rotations came in. So I was impressed with that adjustment. That was really good. And then the way that Happy was playing, and you saw this happen one round, Seized basically sat in drop for the whole round. The A attack came in. Envy, they were taking A, and all 5 members were there, but Happy hadn't got a kill. He hadn't made an impact. He was still there with the team. He was throwing stuff. He was pushing up, doing his job. He hadn't got a kill. C's literally sat in drop, looking at the drop while the rest of his teammates rotated waiting for Happy. Happy didn't come. He wasted, what, 30 seconds, I think, waiting? And it was really good to see, like, that adjustment from Happy, because, like, that's what I want to see. He can play mind games with people. He's in such a powerful position because he's done what he's done for so long. If he can do that on more maps and even advance that to a few more steps, you know, where he's entry fragging, has his teammates behind him, and then they all bust out once he dies or gets a kill. The other team will already start rotating, thinking it's a normal EnVy strat. So really happy with the way they both approached the game, and it was close. So both teams were playing a good brand of Counter-Strike. Cbble had some awesome rounds again. The thing was, they did have the chance to close it out, and they failed. It was a good play.
It's a bitter pill to swallow as well for NaVi, not forgetting this will be their 10th loss.
Yep.
Now, we outlined at 16-10.
Is it their 10th loss?
I believe so. I'm looking at the scores now. It says they're 11-9.
Huh. All right. I'm pretty sure that's already been updated. I thought they were 11-8 before.
That was a quick update.
Today.
So, I'll refresh again.
I could. Anyway, let's pretend that.
Yeah, there it is. There's their 10th. So.
Yeah, I'm wrong.
It's okay, I'll forgive you. But
I'm very sorry.
conceding their 10th loss does mean that NaVi have lost all margin for error now. Coming into this next map as well, if it's in particular very important, we're going to be seeing how it does play out after our break. But we're going to be seeing NaVi go up again. And it's going to be Mirage up next as well, if I'm not mistaken, so we get to see that one.
Should be another good one. I'm excited. This is used to be NaVi's home map, so we'll see if they can pick it back up. And speaking of old NaVi, Zeus, he's joined Gambit. I was reading that on the Score Esports app just before.
Check it out. There's an application that you have got the articles available to you. You can see Zeus's departure, his storyline, shed some light on indeed what has been going on with him. He's even made a fantastic video. I hope have you seen it?
Yeah, loved it.
Yeah, definitely going to find that link at the
lane.
Score Esports application. It will give you some esports nostalgia, there's no doubt about it, if you're an old hat like Chad. Right, we're going to take a break, and when we do come back, map 2, Mirage will be going down. You're helping me out here.